Welcome to Hustle and Pro Season 2, talking sports in Frisco from youth to pro. Now here's your host, Kelly Walker.
Welcome to Hustle and Pro. We have a fun episode for you today. So not only is Tanner Tessmann another FC Dallas homegrown that we're going to brag about, he's a fellow podcaster too, so I'm sure he'll entertain us today. Hi, Tanner.
Hello, how are y'all doing?
Doing
glad
great.
To be on.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you on. So I've talked to you before, but I'm ready for our audience to hear about your story. It's pretty fun. So first, I have some quick hits. I want to know, who's your favorite athlete of all time?
Ooh, my favorite athlete of all time? That's tough. I would probably go with Ronaldinho. He's a soccer player. Yeah. But I've been watching some Formula One on Netflix, and Lewis Hamilton might be my guy. So Lewis Hamilton or Ronaldinho, probably my favorite.
Watch that Drive to Succeed or whatever, that Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So good. So good.
Yeah, he's pretty amazing. Yes, Ronaldinho is one of those soccer guys you can just watch forever. His skills with the ball at his feet. What about favorite sports movies?
Favorite sports movies? Definitely Remember the Titans is one. And then Miracle. I love Miracle, the story and the background. So those are probably my two favorite. Maybe what's that one about Rudy? I like Rudy.
Yeah.
But then obviously like Rocky. Rocky is my all-time favorite movie series, but it's more of like boxing.
Yeah, I like Rudy too, but it's been ruined for me over the years. Hearing people talk about it, how it's not like as kind of true and accurate as the movie makes it look. So
yeah, but
I know, I like it. It's a good story. All right, what about superstitions? Do you have any game day superstitions or routines that you've got to do?
Well, I have an everyday superstition. No matter what it is, I have to put my left foot in it first. So like if I'm putting on shoes, it has to be my left foot goes in the shoe first and then my right foot. And then when I take off my shoes, I have to take off my right shoe first and then take off my left shoe. It goes with socks as well. I have to put my left sock on first and then my right sock. That's just how it is. I don't know why. But that's pretty much it. I don't really have any superstitions. If I don't do something, then something bad's going to happen. But that's pretty much it.
Just the kind of random left foot first thing.
Yes, left foot always goes first.
Are you left-footed?
No, I'm right-footed.
All right.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
It is a little weird. No, that's good. I mean, it's like a habit. You just have to, once you're in it, you don't want to break it, I guess, huh?
Exactly.
Okay, so I always love on this show learning about the history of athletes and, if they were multi-sport athletes. So if I'm talking to a high school kid that's committed to play somewhere in college, I like knowing, how many sports they played and how far into their life did they play them. And, of course, with pro athletes, it's even more fascinating to learn that. With you, it's a little bit kind of not necessary because you are definitely a multi-sport athlete up until a second ago. So can you tell me that football story and history and kind of the story about Clemson?
Well, yeah. So I've been playing a bunch of sports ever since I was little. Always the main three were soccer, basketball, and football. I had a little bit of tennis, other sports here and there, but those were the main three. And I really, my two favorite sports are basketball and soccer. Those are my true loves. Football, I never really got into as much, I could say. Just didn't really like it as much. But so I played football all the way until 8th grade. And then in 9th grade, I moved here to Frisco and started playing for FC Dallas Academy. So I couldn't play basketball anymore, and I couldn't play football either because here at FC Dallas Academy, you can only play once. You have to focus on soccer, and that's just how it is. It takes up so much of your time, mornings, afternoons, games, everything. So you really don't have time to do anything else. But So when I moved here, I was solely focusing on soccer, and then I kind of got started in the recruiting of colleges, and a bunch of colleges wanted me or whatever. And Clemson had always been on my radar because I grew up going to Clemson with my connection with Dabo Sweeney. I grew up going to games, going there on holidays with him and things like that. So Clemson was always in my heart. But at the time, I was really open to any school to go play for. But then
playing soccer.
Yeah, just playing soccer. No other school had any other sports or anything like that. But I made jokes I went on a visit to UNC, North Carolina, and I was like, look, if I come here, I'm playing basketball too. But it was just a joke. I would never actually do it, but I would probably go try out. But basketball was really my true love. Besides soccer, I love basketball, still do. But then Clemson started recruiting me and started talking with my uncle Dabo, and it became a possibility because I went up to Clemson one break I had a weekend, and the team was practicing, and I got out on the field just with me and a couple of my friends that are on the team, and I started hitting some field goals, and it really came true to me and Dabo and my family that I could actually do this. I never had practice since the 8th grade, and it was still natural to me. So I was
kicking in 8th grade, or is that
I was kicking in 8th grade. I was a wide receiver in 8th grade, and I was a safety in 8th grade. And before that, I played a whole bunch of positions, but those were the best positions. I was at wide receiver and safety were probably my best, and then obviously kicker. But so then he saw me kick when I was at Clemson, and then I came to a camp, and then we kind of started talking with I committed to Clemson, but then after I committed, we kind of had to talk with Coach Noonan and Dabo about the logistics of it and how it was going to work, because it's tough to handle with two sports that are in the same season as well as academics. So, but we sorted it out and we had everything set to go. And then FC Dallas obviously came up. So, but that's pretty much the rundown. Yeah.
How long did you have to consider signing your pro contract with FC Dallas versus staying at Clemson and playing two sports?
Yeah. So it was a really short time frame that I had to decide, but it was only short because I made it short. I could have kept prolonging the decision. And they gave me as much time as I wanted at FC Dallas. It wasn't a rush. Clemson, obviously, they were going to take me. And so, but no, after they offered, it was kind of like what am I doing moment? Like, this is what I moved for 4 years.
Right.
Like, this is what I'm doing. Like, this is what it's all been working towards. And it kind of just I had to take a step back from the small picture and look at the big picture of what I've been doing. So it was maybe a couple of days that I had to decide down in Florida. My family came to Florida on the preseason trip when we went to Tampa, and it was 2 or 3 days that we decided, and then we told Lucci. So then we moved forward.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, so speaking of Lucci, so something I want to talk about is like your physicality. You have definitely brought some size to FC Dallas. So in the first home game, the season home opener, I mistook you a few times out there for Ryan. Just because we weren't used to seeing you out there yet playing, and so and some of the people sitting around us were saying the same thing. So I'm a season ticket holder, just FYI. And so talking to people, they were like, "Man, that's who's this new kid that looks like a grown man out there with Ryan and Matt back there?" So tell me about how your size, kind of jives with this first team and how Lucci's going to take advantage of that.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, having size is such an advantage for me, especially as a young player, because you see other players like that a bunch of homegrowns that we have that may not have that size aspect, but they definitely have the technical ability and everything else. But just the size in the MLS is kind of tough. So I think for me, that really plays to my strengths, being able to just hop out there and be able to play with those guys that are in the MLS and not be scared to go in tackles and things like that, especially in the midfield. But I think I can dominate the midfield in any league with my size and ability. So just the belief that Lucci had in me to play me really let me showcase that ability. But that's something I've been working on, trying to stay strong, because once you grow like that, it was a quick growth spurt, and then I was really skinny and lanky. So after a while, I had to start getting in the gym, started getting bigger. So now I'm stronger, and I think it really helps. I think, like you said, you can see it. Mistake me for Ryan. He's a big guy. So
yeah. When was your growth spurt?
I grew in the 9th grade summer, 8th grade summer, I guess, kind of. Yeah. But yeah, I just shot up. When I moved to Dallas, I was very tall, and I was growing when I moved here. So
are you playing on the outside? Is that?
No, I play. What do you mean?
Like, are you an outside midfielder or?
No, I play like 6'8", midfield, like center mid.
Okay.
But when I played in the academy, I played every position, but right back and left back. So.
Okay. I've only gotten to see a few times yet, so this season. So haven't gotten it in my brain yet what that starting 11 looks like. But okay, so I also want to talk to you about faith and family. So I can tell just from the little bit that I have seen of you already that faith and family play a big role in shaping your life. So is that accurate?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
So tell me about that, like your family support, and like you said, you guys made the decision as a family to move to Frisco a few years back. And so tell me about that and how the faith plays into your life.
Well, yeah, I mean, faith is the biggest thing. It's my foundation. It's what I do everything based off of. And I try to just show the glory that God's given me and the blessings that he's given me to relate it on to people that might not know him. So that's the biggest thing, and just to try and inspire people through him is my goal as a person, and it's something that I really believe in strongly. But my family's also helped me with that belief, and they've taught me and raised me the right way, I believe. And they definitely sacrifice a lot for me, and they're huge supporters. I have a bunch of family. They share on all my goals and things I've done to other their friends and family. So my support behind me is massive. It's a bunch of people that all believe in me, and they want what's best for me. So even just a couple weeks ago, they were on a cruise ship. Dabo had his 50th birthday, and they went down to the islands on this private boat, and there was about 40 people. My parents bought. We were supposed to play New York. That's when we got canceled or whatever, but we were supposed to play New York on that Saturday in New York, and my dad had brought hats for everyone to wear, FC Dallas hats. So he brought like 40 FC Dallas hats. So that just shows the support that they have for me and what they're willing to do to get people on my team. So it's a glory to them and God that really helps me where I am today. So
that's awesome. Do you have brothers and sisters?
I have an older sister. Yep.
She an athlete?
She used to play soccer, and but right now she goes to college at Belmont in Tennessee. And she plays the guitar. She's really into music. She's unbelievable on the guitar. She's in a band. She does a lot of gigs, but now since the coronavirus, she hasn't been able to do much. But yeah, she's amazing on the guitar.
Wow. Okay, I'm curious about the prayer circle. So after games, before you guys leave the field, so how does that work? Does anybody just jump in, or is this something you guys talk about beforehand, or who gets to go? Like, because I know that there's like a guy, right? I don't know if he's like officially a chaplain or what, but he kind of waits on everybody. Maybe even if you're doing like interviews, like Reggie's usually pulled off to the side, or Paxton, different guys, and y'all wait until a certain amount of people are there or certain guys are there, and then there's a prayer said before y'all walk off the field. How does that work out?
Yeah, I mean, guys are doing different things, cool down, but then other guys need to get their fitness in, so they're running. But we all know as a team, even if some people aren't religious, that it's a group thing that we all try to do, and just say a quick prayer, because at the end of the day, we thank God for letting us be able to play and get through the game. That if everyone's safe, we pray about that. But no, it's a blessing to be able to do what we do, and we have to thank God for that, because any day it could be gone. So we got to take every moment and keep moving forward. So we just thank him, and we hoping to keep giving us blessings and move forward. So yeah, it's tough sometimes, because we got people that do interviews, and some people forget because you're caught up in the moment, but we all try to remind each other and hold people accountable. So
yeah, I love it. Do you guys get to voice your own thoughts at that time, or is it just the leader?
It's just the leader. Yeah.
I think it's cool. I've always thought that's neat. That's where we sit. We sit on that corner flag right there. And so we always hang out for a while after the game. And so we're always curious about what's going on over there and how that all works. But it's very cool that you guys do that. All right. And so I also want to talk about your friends. So I have heard you talk about your teammates, your team roommates when you travel, your locker mates, your former teammates. Are most of your closest friends soccer guys?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I'd say all my friends are soccer guys. I don't really have any that aren't. Maybe a few back in high school or middle school that I'm cool with, but right now, closest friends, all soccer players for sure.
Yeah. So then I talked at the beginning about how you have your own podcast. So your podcast is your soccer friends, right? So it's another it's a international player, and there's another MLS player. Is that right?
He plays in college. He played at Clemson, and now he transferred to SMU. So, yeah.
Oh, he's here. Okay.
Yeah, he just moved back. Next year will be his first year at SMU. He's still technically in Clemson, but the coronavirus, so he's doing all classes online.
Gotcha. And then who's the other friend that you do your podcast with?
Johan Gomez. He plays for Porto in Portugal, but he played at FC Dallas last year. And he played with North Texas with me, and but he moved to Porto to try to chase his dreams and start there. But yeah, he's on the national team as well with me, the U20. So.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So you guys talk about everything from girls and tattoos and soccer, lots of soccer and different goals and things like that, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much our podcast, I guess. But the main goal for us was kind of just to find people's success, but at the same time, we all miss each other. Last year we were really close. We did everything together pretty much. Workout. Me and Johan went to personal trainers together. We ate lunch together. We went to school together. We did everything together. We traveled together. We played together. We were together all the time. So kind of this year, missing that, we kind of started a group chat, and then it kind of just came about to start a podcast, and it's kind of our way of staying in touch with each other, but at the same time doing some fun that we love to do and touch other people that might need to be touched. So that's kind of our goal with our podcast and what it is. So
yeah, that's cool. Are you all having fun?
Oh yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah.
I wish there's some episodes that we wish we could release, but I don't think I'd get a lot of, like, it would just be pointless, but they're so funny, honestly.
Why? Because y'all are just going on about nothing, or what?
Yeah, we're just talking about nothing, but it's just a good chat, like with our best friends, because it's lighthearted and we're just having a good time. But at the end of the day, like, it didn't have a purpose, some of those episodes, but maybe we'll get some in there.
Yeah, why not? It's fun though. That's why I asked to start this one, because I cover all the local sports teams around here for Lifestyle Frisco, and it's great, and it was fun interviewing players and coaches and writing articles about them, but it's more fun to just be able to have a conversation. You get a lot of different information that way. And it's just, I like the medium better to be able to just hear the conversation rather than type it out and read it. I think it's fun.
For sure.
And it's fun. This podcast is fun. It's called Hustle and Pro because we interview everybody from youth to pro. So I've had a couple of middle school kids on, and then we work with FISD to get basically kids who've maybe committed or just high-level athletes at whatever sport. And so it's fun talking to basketball players and, everybody, really, not just soccer. We do a lot of soccer. Soccer is one of my favorites, so we do a lot of soccer. You mentioned basketball. Who's your basketball team? Who's your NBA team?
I don't have like an NBA team. I just like to follow players. Kyrie Irving really touches my heart. He's the Uncle Drew series is something else. If you haven't seen the Uncle Drew series, you got to go see the Uncle Drew series. But I don't know. Basketball just is it's a different thing in my heart, I would say, because I love soccer. It's my true love, but basketball is close. I really enjoy playing basketball and getting out there. I haven't been able to get out there lately, but usually I go in the summer and play a couple pickup games, and at the beach we'll play. So hopefully we can do that soon.
I'm dating this podcast, but today I think would be national championship game day, I think. Does that sound right? March Madness tournament would be wrapping up.
I think so.
Yeah. I think so. I heard that earlier on the ticket. It made me a little sad that that's what today was. I got sad last week because it was opening day of baseball, and of course didn't happen. And so it's wrapping up college basketball season today. Didn't happen. But so who's your college team then? Like, are you still a Clemson guy?
Yeah, I'm still a Clemson guy. Clemson all sports college. Yeah.
Probably North Carolina too.
No, I don't. I'm all Clemson except for soccer. I would say I'm Clemson and UAB. UAB, Alabama's team, Birmingham. I got a couple friends that play for them, so I love to support them. But I'm Clemson all the way, all sports, Clemson. So
okay, very good. Okay, one last thing about like you mentioned some of your teammates from NTSC, the transition moving over from Eric Quill to Lucci. So was there much of a learning curve to get used to their coaching styles and personality?
Well, the thing is with Lucci, I've known Lucci ever since I've been with FC Dallas. He was the person that brought me to FC Dallas, so I've kind of always known Lucci. For him to get the job as head coach really helped me because he knows me, and there's not much to. He knows me. He's been watching me, so he believes in me. But Eric Quill, he's a really cool guy, great coach. I love the style of coaching that he does. He likes to be active and he likes to talk to players and things like that. So they're both.
Too?
Say what?
I feel like he played at Clemson.
He did, yeah. Eric Quill played at Clemson, and then he went pro, yeah. But, so me and Eric connected right off the bat with that, and then also just being cool. But, yeah, I think they're both great coaches, and the transition from Eric Quill to Lucci Gonzalez is very similar. They're very similar coaches with their styles and the way they coach, so it was pretty easy, to be honest. Yeah,
I think FC Dallas has done a good job of that. Obviously, they've done a good job of their homegrown system because we, lead the league in that. But also just that kind of handoff from one team to the other and the coaches working so well. And I don't know if you could plan that because it's like happened so much over time with Lucci being in the system, the other end of it, but maybe they didn't plan it. I don't know, but it's working out, right? Especially for the players. It's making a huge difference in seeing some of these guys come back like guys like Eddie who did go off to school and are coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if that was a different coach setup, I don't think that he would have come back, or the coach would have seen him as a viable option to come back.
Yeah, I mean, I think just the relationships we build, because Eddie stayed in touch with Lucci over those 4 years, and then he came back. And I think just the relationships we build, they're there forever. Even if Eddie didn't come back, and later on, if Eddie needed something in life, that I think Lucci would be there for him. So I just think the relationships we create in the academy and then in the pro level, I think those are beyond any other club that in the U.S. that can do that. So
yeah, I love that. So what's next? You've made the first team for FC Dallas. What are your next goals for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, my 2020 goals, the first one was to sign pro. So to kind of start off the year with that was incredible. But my goals now are just to try to become a main guy in the 11 at FC Dallas, try to get as much minutes as possible and do what the club needs me to do. And then also get called to the U20 World Cup. Obviously that's on hold with the coronavirus and the qualifiers and things like that. But I'm in touch with them, and hopefully we can get back on the field soon. But that's my goal to make the U20 World Cup. And then my goal is always to win the World Cup. It's my goal ever since I was a little kid. My dream was to win a World Cup. So to win the World Cup would be unreal. But those are my short-term goals right now. So yeah,
you're getting there. Well, best of luck. Keep training and keep the faith. And here's to your next FC Dallas match sometime sooner than later.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
The time to sit down with us. I know everything's weird right now. It's not like everybody's busy outside of their houses, but still it's different. They were not getting to be in the studio, but thanks for jumping on the screen with me so that we could chat.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah, anytime. I really enjoyed it.